Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tuesdays are for technical analysis. I am back in Miami. Welcome back to me, I guess, and back in the studio. So super happy to be here. Ty, where are you in the world?
I'm still back home in Georgia.
Back home. Don't tell them where you are.
Yeah.
Operational security. I'm the only one that can get kidnapped.
Right.
Just kidding. I'm pretty sure everybody knows where we are, so it's fine. Just don't kidnap me because I don't have any Bitcoin because I lost it all in 3 different boating accidents.
Me too. Same ones.
Exactly. Same ones. Same boat. So I went to a Bitcoin maximalist conference this last week, and it was very, very fun, and it was amazing and awesome just to be surrounded by like-minded individuals. So I'm going to have to play like a little bit of devil's advocate on this show just because it's very interesting to hear all the people that are very upset because you hold anything other than Bitcoin. But it's like, are you a maximalist or are you a capitalist? So anyways, just to make some disclaimers, this is not financial advice. Obviously, always do your own research. Don't invest into things that you're not willing to buy into. If you do not own Bitcoin, if you do not understand that Bitcoin is not a financial revolution, then you should not be playing around in these markets. If you don't see that Bitcoin is sovereign money that is going to free us from the slavery of banks. Also, if you can't find a contract address on your own, you probably shouldn't be playing in DeFi. But do you guys think DeFi is a little bit of a Ponzi?
Here's what I think. I think it is very useful. I think that nobody could have foreseen that the total value locked up in some of these liquidity pools would be over $1 billion. And I think that there's a lot to be said for that. And there's a lot to use it for, like lending, borrowing, interest. I mean, that we're basically creating exactly what we wanted to create with a decentralized finance system. And these are things that are a part of that decentralized finance system. Now, if you're minting new tokens, that's not DeFi, right? Or at least it's not supposed to be DeFi. That's a totally different thing. That's Ponzi-ish. But if you're taking already existing tokens and you're lending and borrowing against those tokens, that's pretty useful. And there's obviously revenue streams that can come out of that, as we've seen with Wi-Fi, which is blowing up. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if the purpose of this is to bank the unbanked, if the purpose of this is that 60% of the world's population doesn't have access to banks.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's on here. I get it. Sorry. Just people, Matt's very funny. Anyways, so, I mean, if the purpose is that 60% of the world's population doesn't have access to banks and we want to make sure that we can cut out these financial institutions, there needs to be products being built that actually does that. Why do I have to go get lending from a bank when I can do that from a pooled community of people? So very possible, though, there actually are some interesting projects on Bitcoin that are doing that as well. But everybody is just like, if you want to monetize via a blockchain and add value via cryptocurrency, then you're full of shit. And it's like,
well, I mean, and here's the thing about Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, right? I wish that everything could be built on Bitcoin, but it's not. There's a reason for that. If Bitcoin was the best network to build on for what's being built on Ethereum, then it would be, but it's not. And there's a bunch of reasons for it, and you can't argue against that. So
yeah, and I mean the thing is too is like Bitcoin is sound money. Like nobody is trying to argue about that. No. Everything else is like a speculative technology that people are making bets on, just like the stock market. And in the long run, do I think that trading on the stock market is something that is moral? Do I think that it contributes to a lot of wealth inequality? And do I think that it's just essentially printing fake money? Like, yes, I do. But it happens and people are making money off of it. So what am I supposed to do? Like sit by and like...
No, you're not allowed to make money. It's not allowed.
It's not allowed. Whatever. Anyways, all right. So today we are going to cover some coins as usual. We are going to cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and then we have some cute little DeFi tokens that you can Uniswap into, and you don't even need to use an exchange, except gas fees are still pretty freaking high. So
yeah.
You want to get into the charts, Ty?
Sure. Let's do it. Let me pull up my screen.
So in the meantime, as an update for today's day, Currently, there are 6,700 different cryptocurrencies. There is Bitcoin, there are altcoins, and there are shitcoins. 6,701. You decide which category yours falls into. The market cap of all cryptocurrencies right now is at a wonderful $392 billion.
Beautiful.
And over the last 24 hours, $129 billion in exchange has occurred, and the Bitcoin dominance is at 56%. The last time I was on the show with you guys 2 weeks ago is at about 5%. So Bitcoin dominance has gone down a bit.
You know what that means, right?
People are buying shitcoins.
He's here.
Oh, that means they're making money.
Boy.
Thanks, Bucky.
It means alt season is either here or right around the corner. When Bitcoin dominance drops, that is your indicator. So, and it's funny because actually a couple weeks ago, I did some analysis on the crossing point of Bitcoin dominance and the rising of the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin. And that was kind of like the key indicator that was telling us that, hey, this is about to happen. Of course, it did. So what are we looking at here with Bitcoin is something very, very important, and Bitcoin maximalists across the world will rejoice after seeing this.
Bitcoin's above 12K though. That's so awesome.
Yes.
I know.
So the big thing is not only are we above we're not quite above 12K, at least on Coinbase, but on some exchanges we are. But the most important thing is that we're actually above 10,761. And the reason that's important is because the only time before 2020 or really before July 2020, that we closed above 10,761 was back in December of 2017. And that was only for 1 month. After that, we opened and closed below 10,300. And then after that, we didn't see anything above that. Any monthly closes above 10,761 until July of 2020 and August of 2020. And then, of course, now we're into September and we're moving right along. So what does that mean? It means there is a major shift in the price action. And it means that this area, which used to be major resistance, is no longer presenting us any problems, at least right now. And we probably won't see any really until like 13 to, the thing is that there's so little price history in between 13.8 and 19, well, really 20,000. So once we get in these levels, there's not a whole lot of price history to use as proper measurements of resistance, which usually means that it's just much easier to cut through the orders there because it's never been established. Like, for instance, the big thing for us for a long time was obviously 10,761. We couldn't get above that level. And so because there was so much price history established at getting rejected at that level, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, here, and almost here, you could see that was a big problem. So until we could beat that level, we couldn't go higher. Well, we did in July of 2020. And of course, we stayed above that level in August of 2020. So huge, huge news for Bitcoin. It's just very bullish. I think it's going to slice through from here to 15 to 20K very soon, because that's the way the trend is going. I also wanted to note, if we look at closer, let me pull up, let's see. It might be Brave, but let's go closer on the 4 hour. And I posted this a couple of days ago. I think it's daily. Yeah. So what we're seeing, let me pull up these little bars, patterns, and all this good stuff. Actually, it'd probably be better if I just draw this, to be honest. Let's go to weekly. Yeah. So this is a pattern that some people have noted. or it's called a fractal. A fractal is like a certain pattern that recurs in certain areas, and it kind of replays itself to some degree. And so this pattern here, or this fractal, afterwards we went up from here to, a closing point for most candles like 100% from here. And so if we do the same thing with this fractal and we give ourselves the same look, what you will see is a similar kind of pattern playing out. Now, if it goes up from here, outside of this fractal, and breaks this, looks like an ascending wedge, or if it even a wedge, it's more like a channel. And then if we copy the bars pattern here from this moment to around there, this is what it would look like. And we'll say right about there at the top. So you would eventually rest, looks like right above 20,000.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. So if we bounce outside of this fractal, this channel, then this is probably where we could end up. And that's why I think that this price history here, anywhere between 20,000 and where we're at now, is so thin that I don't think it's going to hold up very strong, which could give us that ability to just pump through it. So.
Okay, so it looks like you are projecting that in October, January 2021, or what? Wait, sorry, slow down.
Sorry.
January 2021, we are going to be at $22,000. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just got to be proper now. It's not like price matters, but number go up does bring people to the table.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So, that's like a bars pattern, it could happen, it could not. But if it does follow the same fractal, and a lot of times the reason that they're called fractals is because they play out the same way. So if it plays out the same way, then we're probably going to see something similar, and it would only make sense to jump above 20K and hold support there, and then maybe take some time to relax, like chill out on the RSI until finally we can start making more moves upwards. So by 2021, we should definitely be above 20K.
Yeah, love it. All this money printing. It's so weird because it's like I don't want them to continue to print money.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's like there are more people that don't know about Bitcoin than do, but it's going to happen. Like they're not going to stop. So
well, it's interesting. It's fascinating, really, because what Bitcoin is doing is it is bringing new money in.
Yes.
To this market, right? And then profits come off of Bitcoin. Profits come off of Bitcoin, go into like Ethereum, maybe Litecoin. Profits go off of Ethereum, they go into like other altcoins, and then they kind of get recycled into DeFi. So what's happening is because of Bitcoin, all this money is being funneled into this new market, kind of it's creating what we wanted, a decentralized finance ecosystem. And it's all thanks to Bitcoin, because without Bitcoin, I don't think we would be here, because it is the asset that pushes all this forward.
Yeah. And the on-ramps and like the ideas behind it. I just don't want people to like come into cryptocurrency and learn about altcoins and think like they're going to be the next Bitcoin, because you do see so many of those things where they're like, we're the next Bitcoin, and they're really not. It's like, this is a developer tool. This is a technological tool that can maybe provide other opportunities for people, or maybe like better tracking of your food. But they're not sound money, and they're not actually decentralized. So it's just interesting, but you gotta make some cash.
Yeah, and you could make the comparison to stocks, right? You could say, okay, well, some people go into stock markets and say, oh, well, I'm going to get the next Tesla or the next Amazon or the next Microsoft, right? That's just human nature. People are going to expect those types of things. But if you do your research, you'll find out I mean, that's all it is really, right? Do your own research, figure it out.
Bitcoin is your only gas mask, guys, against
Right.
the tyranny and the overflooding of, because really it's like the root of almost every single problem in the world is that the people at the banks can print money and give it to their buddies first. So you have this like creation of wealth that is happening because of nothing. And then only the people, the elites, you can't even say the wealthy people, it's the elites that get funding first. So anyways, instead of ranting, let's move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum's doing well today. We are up 11%, $483. The market cap is at $54 billion. And today's volume is traded at $18 billion. I wonder if that takes into account all of the uniswapping on Bitcoin.
Yeah, because each transaction is going to be counted on the Ethereum blockchain. So I believe it does.
Yeah, there's some really
Eventually,
interesting ways to see like what DeFi tokens are coming up if you just scan the blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain. It's really interesting, man. Anyways, what did the charts say?
So the charts say that Ethereum broke out of this long forming pennant, started from beginning of August to really the end. Really like around the 28th, 29th is when it broke out. And then so from there, we've gone about 20%, which is a solid return. Now, if we zoom out, let's get rid of these. It is. I'm gonna actually pull up the log here because this is our not the log, but the regular numbers here, because it kind of gives you more perspective on how far we have to go for Ethereum. So here we go. So we are just above the 786 Fibonacci retracement level. And it looks like, I mean, from here, it would be another 38% to the next fib level at 659. So the big level at 404 has been breached. It's going to go. And it looks like, I mean, from here, what this means is it pretty much means all seasons to go because Ethereum has to go another 37% from here. And then from there, the price history is not that solid. If everybody remembers, like 2017 happened so fast, right? All the big price, the major price fluctuations happened like rapidly and within a very small amount of time. Like for instance,
how much is that?
This is between this time at the top, that's 70 days.
Yeah. Wow.
And this developed over 161 days. This was a rejection for 161 days. I mean, Ethereum's like first attempt at breaking 404
Ethereum was $1,200, and those were fun times.
Oh, it's about to get a lot weirder. This like 1,400, or what was it actually 1,600 total at the wick?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's about to. I'm thinking like 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe $5,000. Who knows? It's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing about Ethereum too is that like the market cap of DeFi right now is what, like more than small countries. So we'll see what happens. But all right, next up on the list is wonderful Litecoin. Shout out to John Kim if you're watching. We're going to pull up some Litecoin charts, which Litecoin actually held pretty well during this last little.
Yes, it did.
It held very well.
Yeah, and that's a great sign, because what it means is Litecoin really wants to break out. But these like small little Bitcoin moves in between have kind of held it from doing so. There's not a lot of sellers. There's a lot of holders. So what we actually saw, we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I can't remember. But we wanted to see if it would break out of this long forming pennant or triangle rather, and it just didn't do it. It got rejected. But what's happening now is it looks like it is just rearing its head out. And if Bitcoin holds above 12,000, it's 100% going to go. And so when it does go, we need to look at, and actually let's look at a closer view just so I can show you guys where it's at right now. So it's kind of up against the trend here and up against this long forming trend. And it finally looks like it's broke out just above it. Now, the big thing here was obviously that it got cut down, probably because of a Bitcoin move down. But it looks like it's pretty solid here. And again, if Bitcoin stays above 12K, then no problem. It's going to stay above this level. And then again, where is it going to go is the real question. So let's take a look here and bring these Fibonacci retracement levels down. You guys probably noticed that I use these Fib levels all the time. The reason is because they work.
And they're the numbers of the universe.
They are. And I've heard a few people say they don't work. I don't really know why they would say that. But this is like your best strategy here. If you don't use these, you're just totally missing out. Okay. So if we look at a closer view, our next level is 67.82. I think we'll break that if Bitcoin stays about 12K within a week. If we break that, then our next level would be $95. It'd be about a 42% gain from there. And I think that level is relatively, it's a decent level. I mean, you got price history here. You get price history in 2019 as well. So it seems like that's probably the hardest, or one of the hardest levels to beat. The second hardest is going to be definitely 135. After that, again, the price history is so small. Let me see if I can show this. Oh, get out of my way. I mean, you got like 161 days of price history above 135. So not a whole lot of price history. After 95 and 105, it'll run wild. Probably go. I mean, I've estimated at some points that like it could. I mean, it just halved. Keep that in mind too. Like back in, what was it, 2019?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just like waiting to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm expecting like at least 1,500, maybe more, probably like 2,500 realistically. That's my guess, not financial advice. Don't take my word for it, but that's what I've calculated based on previous price history and previous runs. So do with that what you will.
Cool. Litecoin. Litecoin is also at $4 billion in market cap. Interesting. Up 4% today.
Nice.
Which means, and if this is a numbers thing, right? If we're looking at numbers right now, it is important to note that Litecoin's market cap is way smaller. So if Litecoin does a run and you are trying to make money, then the probability of your Litecoin growing at a bigger percentage quicker is much higher than something like Bitcoin, which has a market cap of $222 billion. So just a fraction of it. And Litecoin is, Charlie Lee, he talks about Bitcoin first and then buy some Litecoin. So whatever.
The other thing is, I talked about this before, but the correlation with Bitcoin is literally
Almost exact.
it's almost exact.
Yeah.
I mean, the correlation is so strong. So what that means is obviously if Bitcoin moves and it keeps moving, Litecoin moves and it keeps moving, but with obviously a much smaller market cap and a much easier, more affordable price. And Litecoin is faster than Bitcoin. You got to give it credit for what it is. It is faster. And I think it is sound money, to be honest. I think it's legit. I mean, it has a limited supply. It's faster. Not really a whole lot being built on it, but it was supposed to be a payment anyways. So, and I think it'll actually end up being a strong asset as well.
Yeah. And from an investment perspective, if you see these people, oh my God, I didn't know that it was on. Anyways, oh, I'm not good.
No,
Okay.
that's
The screen. Okay, perfect. Sorry. I just did something weird and I'm glad that it was not on live. So, if from an investment perspective, if you look at people who are new into cryptocurrency, not that they should do this, but when they see, oh, Litecoin's less expensive, let me buy some Litecoin, and they don't understand that they don't need to buy a full Bitcoin and they just buy Litecoin instead. From an investment perspective, you're going to see Litecoin grow a bunch. And if you look, it's across the bottom and it says it's up 3.17% today. So
Great.
What was Litecoin's all-time high, Ty?
It was 420, I think. Yeah.
$420 from 63 right now to 420. Wow, that is a more than 4x. You don't even need to trade shitcoins on Uniswap. You could just hold Litecoin. Wow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, nobody's telling you that you have to, right? You could trade, or you could just hold Ethereum and Litecoin for the next 6 months and you'd be good if you're playing with a lot more money, obviously, and you're worried about risk. But if you want to make like an 800x, that's a different story, and the possibilities are there.
Oh, absolutely, they're there. All right, which brings us to one more coin, Monero XMR, everyone's favorite because it is private. But I don't understand what the love for Monero is, but not Zcash. So someone should explain that to me.
I don't know. Supposedly there's something to do with the feds with Zcash. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I know that JP Morgan built their coin with ZK Snarks technology. So maybe there is some merit to that.
Yeah. I like Monero. I think it's solid, but I only own a little bit. So, I mean, I don't own any because I lost it all in a boating accident. Anyways. All right. So Monero, let's look at the weekly and see what's going on here. It's doing pretty solid. It's kind of a weird correlation. I think it has some correlation to Bitcoin. So it reacts similarly. And it seems like based on this pump here from the bottom, it seems like it's probably pretty undervalued, which would mean that if we could break, it looks like 96 and hold. That seems to be the 96.71, somewhere around there. That's a huge resistance. I mean, after this is weak. This hype right here is super weak. Actually, does it even give me my data here? No, it's not showing for some reason. But this is like what, June 2019. I don't know why my price thing here is being weird. Very small amount of price history though. So if we break this, then I mean, it looks like the next run would be like $121 because this is weak. I wouldn't count on this. Yeah, if we hold above this, like if Bitcoin holds above 20 or 12,000, then I think that Monero can consolidate above the 96 or 97 level. It looks like 96.70, somewhere in that area, and then we can just go straight up back up to 121. So Monero looks solid.
Very cool. Yeah, Monero is an interesting project. Have you ever been to the Church of Monero?
What?
Yeah, I know. I've been to one of their services before. It's very interesting.
I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's still in action, but the people are nice. They're very nice people, but there's a Church of Monero. Cool. All right. So Monero, a little overview about them. $1.7 billion market cap. $97 right now, and they're up 4.2% today. So good for them.
That's a surprisingly low market cap.
Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, here's the thing too, is that like people love Monero, but they also, I guarantee almost every single person who loves Monero doesn't understand how the math behind it works, which exactly, which I'm saying like, is it, what kind of buy-in makes you love Monero? I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, if we are trying to only purchase things that we understand, then Monero, the math behind it, and like this, the ring technology, it's all very interesting. And do I trust the core devs and think that they're being truthful about what they say?
Because you have to, don't you?
You have to. Yeah, because I don't read code. So.
Yeah, I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of trustless.
Yeah, I'd rather just trade shit coins and pump them like, 100x, 200x, and get out, take my profits, put it back into sats, and wait. So in that tune, let's talk about some DeFi tokens that you can access without even using an exchange. And also, if you don't know how to find a contract address on your own and you don't know what a contract address is and you don't know how to search the blockchain, then maybe you should rethink doing DeFi stuff. But if you do, join the party. And we're about to invite you to the party and give you some drinks. Maybe throw a curveball or two.
Right.
Oh, first we're going to talk about OPT though.
Right. Okay. So, so we'll look at OPT.
OPT is Opus? OPUS?
No, it's Open Predict Token.
Open Predict Token. Okay.
So the idea behind OPT is to turn live predictions into actual assets that you can keep and hold essentially. They have like their open beta already. They have a working platform. The supply is 9.9 million total, but the circulating supply right now is less than 1 million. So that's probably why we're seeing such ridiculous gains here on OPT. You could have gotten in on Uniswap around $3 to $4. I mean, let's just say that you bought in at like, $4.14. Okay, you'd be up all the way today, 210%. So, and this thing's only been live since August 21st. So, with that being said, it's doing some ridiculous price discovery right now. It's literally been breaking all these resistance levels. The first one I had marked was like 938. The next one was at 1196, and it's only been rejected like 1 or 2 times. This one really 2, and then the third time was a charm. This one was rejected once. Boom, went through it again. I mean, that's just impressive volume, not only, but just impressive. There's no whales dumping, right? So there's no. It's like really solid price action. It's not too parabolic. Now it could do a little retrace at some point, and actually, if it does a retrace from here, you'd probably likely see like 1086 from 1288. But let's just say that we take the smaller range here, let's say from this area to the top, and you'd likely see 1157 instead. If there is a retrace, it doesn't look like there is going to be one right now, especially because of this volume that's ridiculous. You can see this volume here definitely outweighs this volume over here. So there are new buyers, and that's huge. And there's really not a whole lot of sellers. I mean, early on you had some sellers here, it looks like. But then since then, most of this is buying volume. So that's pretty awesome. So there's very few whales. You're not going to get dumped on discovery. I was telling people to buy at like $8, not telling them, but mentioning that maybe you should look into it at $8. Very few people listened. And if you had listened, then you'd be up about 60% by now. So just never think that the coins are too overbought until you really look at the charts and kind of examine it, especially if it has very low supply and has a working product and is being backed by reputable sources as well. The DAO Maker guys are helping out with this token. DAO Maker guys are awesome. Go check out DAO Maker if you haven't had the opportunity yet. They're building some really cool stuff, and they have some really, really cool ideas about how to raise funds for tokens. So that's OPT.
Cool. OPT, Open Predict. And the charts are looking good in terms of upside. And it looks like it's just all new price discovery.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Ridiculousness. Okay. So next up we have, I think, YFI, Yearn Finance, and they actually have a model for making money right now. What? In blockchain? There's no way.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest reason why we've gone from like $3 to $3,200 now. It's, and the other thing is, I think that what's the supply, by the way, while I'm doing this, but the other thing is, so they have an actual built-in revenue model. It's like one of the, I won't say the first, but it's one of the most solid in terms of DeFi.
Yeah, the circulating supply is about 30,000 right now.
There you go.
The market cap is about 979 million. So the price of what? I mean, it's 32K. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it might be a little overvalued, and we'll see where it could come down to. It's not completely overvalued, but just a little bit. Now, funny thing is, let's look at the daily. Oh my gosh. The daily RSI, yeah, is so overbought. It's not even funny. So we're gonna have to see some retrace. That's probably what we're gonna see here. I think we could still see a retrace on a Bitcoin move up. And if we do, I think it could consolidate around 30,000. If not, if that doesn't hold, we might see a drop of 24,390. So if you're interested in getting back in or getting in at all, then it might be a good idea to set some bids anywhere between here and 24,000. I doubt it's coming back below 24 to 20. It is pretty parabolic, but I just somehow doubt that we're going to see anything like that, especially because if you hold Wi-Fi and you have like at least one Wi-Fi, there's only, what do you say, like 30,000?
Yeah, there's 30,000, about just a little bit under.
Yeah, so I mean that's huge. There's 21 million Bitcoins, and there's less than 30,000 Wi-Fi. So you're not going to want to part with your Wi-Fi, especially if you think that there's potential for like 50 to 100 grand, which is what some people believe. So I think we're going to see more movement upwards after we have some kind of a retrace, like 30 grand, maybe 400 grand. So
you think, wait, what's your price prediction for Wi-Fi?
I think once we see a retrace, I think we're probably going to see possibly 50 grand.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. But we've never seen anything like this before because we've never really had an asset that's this valuable with only less than 30,000 in supply. So
yeah, I wonder what happens though, like, because like let's say that you are using your yield farming Wi-Fi, right? And then so that means that you're staking your Wi-Fi and you're getting really high returns, but then also you're lending it out. How do these people use it? Like, I mean, do they trade it into Bitcoin and then they're able to use it, and then they trade it into their fiat currencies and then they're able to actually use it to do what they need to do? Or I have no idea.
Look, I know how to do a little bit of yield farming, but I'm not like an expert.
Yeah, no, I know how to yield farm. Like, I know how to yield farm, but I don't know how to, like, the concept is that you're cutting out banks. So therefore the tokens that I stake or yield farm, technically not stake, are being used by other people, and that's why it's valuable. But like these people that are borrowing it, how are they using it?
I have no idea.
The Ponzi will collapse.
I have no idea.
I mean, I think we have some time before the Ponzi collapses, but in the meantime, guys, that's like a 50. Like, what is that? Like a double, like a 2x right there.
Yeah, I mean, price go up.
The price go up. The numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, we have Teller TRB, which we talked about on this channel. I think we talked about it when it was like $20.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's 61.
We
now.
talked about it at $9.
$9, and now TRB is at $61. So if you've been listening to this show and the calls we've been making, I hope you are enjoying your bags. We can't tell you when to sell, but actually we can join the watch this every week and you'll know what to sell.
Exactly.
And plus, like,
when
you
to
guys,
sell, when to buy.
Yeah, and you know that we definitely take requests. So if you've got any requests for coins that you'd like covered, let us know, especially in the YouTube channel chat room right now.
Right. Okay. So TRB is probably going to come back at $55. I mean, there's a lot of resistance here at 55, and it looks like it's about to come back to this Fibonacci retracement level. So that's solid. That's a solid buy-in. I don't think it comes down any further. TRB is just really hot right now. It had to do some kind of retrace though, which also it gives our RSI here a chance to cool off, which it was super hot at the top at $82. So it definitely had to come back down. So if you want to get into TRB, now is the time to do it at 55 or maybe a little under at like 53, somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, TRB.
Sell your TRB if you're right now, right? I mean, that's what that means. Well, let's see. Let me look at your chart. Can you zoom out a little? Let's see if I can read it. 1, 2, yes. So at $55 is the next resistance or support level, technically.
Right.
And the next one after that is at $47.
Yep.
And then I guess $38 would probably be the next one.
Yeah, 38.40. I doubt it comes down that low unless Bitcoin keeps coming down.
Yeah.
Begins to come down, because the RSI is so cool now. It technically could do a retrace, but it probably won't until around $56, where most of the orders are going to be set because it was previous resistance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that definitely makes sense.
Yep. On to CRV.
Yeah.
All right. CRV. If you would have been following me on my Twitter account, you would have gotten this call at 4:16 or 4:06, somewhere in that range. It's now at $5.27, and the big thing is it came down quite a bit. I think maybe because it was super overvalued at 51. Something may have happened when they did like the whole Y curve thing. I can't remember exactly how this whole thing played out. But what I do know is that because of Wi-Fi, because of the explosion of all these different assets, now that it's had its chance to kind of come back down and retrace hard, it's going to pump hard. And so that's what we saw when it broke out of this pennant here, around it looks like, what was that? I can't even see what that is because my little thing here. 30, yeah, so basically yesterday, really. So from there, we can expect, and we actually did break the resistance at 479, so that was big. The next one, it looks like it's going to be at 659, so another 24% from here. And ultimately, if you hold all the way to the top of the price history at $51, then you would have about an 884% gain. And you know what you could also do? You can take this and you can yield farm it. So that's pretty big. So, I mean, that's pretty much CRB, but we can take a closer look as well, just to kind of show you guys like what I spotted on this breakout. The big thing was like seeing this long forming trend, and you can't use all this data here. It's not going to work. But you take the long forming trend and you try to figure out some type of trend that is developing, and then you look for increased volume. So this is like you're getting to that point when you see like little higher frequency in buying volume before the break, and then of course from there it's just gone with the wind. So yeah, I would definitely pick up some CRB. Just saying. Yeah.
Good to know.
I think that's pretty much all of our charts. We ran through a lot.
Yeah. Someone's requesting RSR.
Okay. I think it's on TradingView. Let's see. RSR. Let's do Tether. What the?
Reserve rates.
Is it on another exchange? Maybe longer
Okay, let me see.
price history.
Let me use charts, stock coin trader.
Let's try. Oh, maybe it's on OKX here. That's ETH though. I want to do USDT. Binance is the only one I can see. Oh well, Ponyx. That's nah. I think it's pretty new actually.
Yeah.
So let's look at Tether.
We got to look it up on Uniswap. Is this an ERC20 token? I've never heard of it before.
Oh, that might be why.
Yeah. RSR reserve rights against Bitcoin. It's on Uniswap. So I mean, I have my chart. It's on. I'm looking it up on charts.cointrader.com.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It's been on Uniswap
it started
for a
showing up
while.
on the 20th of May. Was when it showed up.
Okay. Wow.
Very interesting.
Ew,
Who are
looks like
you that's
solid.
requesting RSR in the chat room? Who are you, Tim Jolman? Sorry. I'm an actress. Just an actress that likes to trade shit coins. Just kidding.
Oh wow! Look at this trend here.
Dude, look at this new camera that shows all of my imperfections. Wow, we're not using this camera ever again. We're definitely switching back to the other camera. I didn't even know. Thanks, Matt. Can you just like put the chart up and cover my face? That'd be amazing.
Eryka, you're fine. All right, so let's see. It looks like it's forming a channel here. I think this is probably going to retrace here. Let's see what the retrace would come down to. This looks like a good support zone right here. Oh, it could already be at the 618, which is its support. It might hold here. If it does, oh man, when it does this kind of stuff, it could get really parabolic, which is good and it's good and bad. Good for price, for people who are already holding. Bad for people who want to hold and get in late and then get dumped on. So what we're probably going to see is something like this. Boom. So it'll probably hold here at 618. It could go lower to 2 cents, it looks like. And that'll probably be the lowest it gets to, if it even gets there, because it would have to exit the channel if it does. So I probably will stay around the 618 at 0.026 and not drop to 0.025. I mean, this thing is cheap, which is great if you want to pick up a lot and you believe in the potential. I don't even know what it does. So if you want to buy more, I mean, now would probably be the time to do it, barring a breakdown below the 0.0267. So there's RSR.
Nice. I think that's it. I think I haven't personally checked my my MetaMask wallet in a while, just because I've been traveling. So I'm like really excited to go into that because I know we picked up some really good stuff beforehand. Do some like accounting. So Tim, I hope you enjoyed that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't see any other comments, so if they're there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I think that's it. Today's a fairly slow day. I think, isn't it like a holiday or something?
I have no idea.
It's like Labor Day next week, so everyone's just going to take off early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about FOMO Hunt at all? Or are we still keeping on the low?
I mean, yeah, we can talk about FOMO Hunt. Actually, if you have an opportunity, go sign up to FOMOhunt.com. It is available. It's an MVP stage. We just released it. We are keeping it more on the down low for reasons, but obviously I want to talk about it on the stream so that everybody has a chance to go sign up for, and just participate in the MVP. You can give us feedback. We'll take that feedback and add it to the revisions moving forward. We're going to be constantly building and revising the product moving forward. But we just wanted to get out there to the world so that you guys could have a chance to use it. But
do you want to pull it up?
Yeah, sure.
What's the website?
FOMOhunt.org.
Are you guys gonna pull it up, or you want me to?
Do you want to pull it up, Matt, or you want him to?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, he's gonna pull it
Okay.
up.
Sweet.
In the meantime, I know that I said that I would dye my hair when Bitcoin went above 12K, but it didn't go above 12K fast enough. My position timed out. So my hair's brown. It's great. It's going to wash out though, so it'll go back to blonde. You got to make his thing bigger. There you go.
I can't even see. I can only see the StreamYard,
Yeah.
but you can show it off.
Oh, there we go. It is,
Sexy.
Matt says it's sexy.
Good.
Do you want us to scroll through it at all?
Sure. I mean, so the first thing that we're going to really fix, on the revisions is the data. We want to make sure the data is like really up to par. We're not satisfied with the data we have right now. So we're going to fix that, and just find a different data provider. So that's going to be like the first thing. Make sure you guys can actually find Uniswap coins. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. So we want to do that first. We're going to take care of some UI issues. And then basically, very soon, we're going to be doing some Bitcoin giveaways. Yes. And basically, you'll be able to like create a portfolio on FOMOhunt.com. Whoever has the best portfolio by the end of the week, or something of that nature, will just be giving away tons of Bitcoin for free. So that'll be really fun. So definitely sign up, create an account. You'll get emails about our updates of the product. And if you want to be an early supporter of the product, you can do that as well. And of course, you'll get access to, we might do like a Discord channel for feedback in the future. And then we'll also have like new features that are only specifically for early supporters that want to support us with actual capital, and so on. So lots of cool stuff going on. FOMO Hunt is coming to take some of the competitors like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap's lunch, but don't tell them that.
Yeah, exactly. CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, we definitely need other places to track your portfolio and to track coins and everything that's happening in the crypto sphere, including hot news. So check out FOMOhunt.org and just sign up for a free account. I know I did.
Yep, FOMOhunt.com.
Sorry, FOMOhunt.com.
Yes.
Do you have the .org?
We do actually. So either one. Actually, we're gonna do a landing page with FOMOhunt.org. So
okay, yeah, very cool.
Awesome.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks everyone for watching. Tune in next Tuesday, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And if you have any specific coin requests that you would like for us to cover, slide into those DMs. Not mine, Ty's. Thanks.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Bye.
Peace.